A note with albizia flowers, water lily, macaws, wildflowers, roses, an urban jungle. On a short history of film, a wonderful book that I listened to in audio format. That's how I found it. Um, with a marvelous, wonderful fresco panorama of what happened in film from the beginning, with disputes on who invented what. I didn't know the silent films, the studio system, in which they had people on a payroll, and they could control them so well in that way. As one detail that comes to mind now, uh, one studio had Clark Gable on the payroll, but rented it to another in order to have him as the star, the leading in the leading role of Gone with the Wind. A wonderful production, a classic, perhaps among the best 20 films, 50 if not 20. Uh, a complicated, wonderful moment in the history of cinema. Uh, they had uh, problems in finding the female star, Vivian Leigh, in the end, but uh, they looked around intensely, and makers of the film knew that Clark Gable is the one, so they had a deal with the other studio by which uh, they would agree to give them so much of the profit and distribute through their channels for long periods. The studios had in their property cinemas too, cinema chains in various studios had chains in various parts of the U.S. This sort of monopoly was broken at one stage. To end with Gone with the Wind, the treatment of the African American stars was not nice. They opened the film somewhere where they didn't invite the Native Americans present in the film. This was a period of segregation and discrimination in America, alas. In this history, there's talk about other films that Birth of a Nation, that presented a racist view. We also have wonderful geniuses involved with film. Orson Welles, famous for Citizen Kane, which for many is the best film of all time, one of the best five anyway, who started his career very young, when he directed and starred in Citizen Kane. He was, I think, only 25. We have the careers of Fritz Lang, Lubitsch, Frank Capra, Billy Wilder, famous for comedies like Some Like It Hot, one of the best five comedies, one of the best 10, 20 maybe films ever made, with with some lines which are there in the history of cinema too. Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon have to dress up like women to escape the mob, and there's the sex symbol Marilyn Monroe, of course. From final lines, and Jack Lemmon is getting married, his character, to a man, and at the end of the film, takes his wig off and, look, it won't work. Look, I'm a man. Nobody's perfect, and that's even more challenging in a time when America was not just and the world, not just racist, not the whole world, of course, but much but homophobic too. So that was it's true. It wasn't like a really open, accepted gay marriage. It was a comedy, and that goes as far back as Shakespeare. His comedies of errors. And I've reached the middle point, so I'm looking forward to the other cineasts of more recent periods. But it's fascinating to learn about the stars, about the problems they had, the blacklist, for instance. I've noted recently on Trumbo, a man with communist views, and that's not something I like. So here I am in a quandary. On one hand, I know the blacklist and what they did was wrong. People like John Wayne, Ronald Reagan, was it Cary Grant also on this side? Uh, of Hollywood, attacking the supposed communist agitators and supporters, infiltrators and whatnot. And so they were wrong. They kept people like Trumbo creative, the author of the script for Roman Holiday, winner of an Academy Award, and other great works. Spartacus, I am Spartacus, and that's one thing. But on the other, I've lived under communism and I hate communists. So I see as really dangerous the idea of promoting communist ideas. That's in a nutshell what I think. Wonderful, mesmerizing work.